Hi everyone, June here from Red Daisy Crafts. My name is June Leindecker and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of San Antonio, Texas, and I'm really happy to be here today. Wishing all of the moms out there happy Mother's Day. I hope you are all having a wonderful day with your families and your children if they are close by. I am looking forward to sharing a couple of fun alternate projects using the April 25th Inked Occasions Paper Pumpkin. And I hope that we can have a little fun crafting together. I do have a couple of announcements. I am going to put us down to the table just to make that easier. And we're going to get going. Hey, Wanda, thanks for joining. It's so nice to have you join me this evening. So today is actually the first day that you can subscribe to get the Full of Charm Paper Pumpkin, and yesterday was the last day to get the Mountain Majesties Paper Pumpkin Kit. So lots of fun things coming with the Mountain Majesties. We got a little sneak peek of that. Demonstrators sometimes get a little early sneak peek. We got a sneak peek of that and it's really beautiful. So I'm kind of looking forward to that and already pondering what we might be able to create with it. But this kit in June is stunning. They also gave us a peek at that. There's a lot of gold foiling and just really rich designs and colors of Berry Burst, Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, Mossy Meadow, Pretty Peacock, and the new Incolor Timid Tiger. So the ink spot in this kit is going to be Pretty Peacock, and it'll make 9 cards, 3 of 3 different designs. So let's go ahead and get started. If it's your first time seeing a video of mine providing alternate projects for Paper Pumpkin, and you have questions about becoming a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, I would be happy to answer any of your questions. Just leave a comment or reach out to me on either both Facebook or YouTube. So let's go ahead and get started. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that I wanted to make this card style again. We have made it before, but it is a really fun card style. Somebody said something to me recently about if you send a card to somebody and they're not feeling good, or maybe they're sick, they're in bed, maybe they're in the hospital, and you take them a card. Having a card that can stand up and be seen by them is, just an added benefit to that person. And so I love this card for that idea because it does stand up nicely. It has a little extra fun to it. And so we're going to make this card, and I have some things already prepped to help that go quicker. So I actually have two versions that I prepared for this, and I'm bringing in not only just some cardstock, but I'm also bringing in the 3D embossing folder, which is Q Crochet. And so I don't know if you've used this before, but it is precious, and I love the little detailed embossing that is in this. It's very fine. Very fine. And so we're going to put together these cards, And then I have some other cards as well. So let's just have a little fun here, and we're going to get started. So these are the pieces that we will use to help that middle part of the card pop up on the front. And so just to give you an example of that, they just go like right on the inside of there. This is going to be for our inside layer. And I have the die cut piece that we're going to use for this. So I have used this card base to cut several pieces for this card design. I also have a bit of pool party here. So we're going to go ahead and burnish this. I cut this card base 5.5 by 8.5. It is scored at 4 1/4. It is also scored at 2 1/8 on this side. So this is how it is going to fold. And on the front, you have a 2 1/8 inch score line and 4 1/4, which is at the fold right there. So I'm going to go ahead and put the inside layer in. Let's do some stamping though first. On this, I am going to also need one of the sentiment tags, and I thought that I had gotten that out, but I'm not seeing it. So let me grab that. Where did they go? What did I do with those? They were here. They are hiding. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I wonder what happens to things, and they're right in front of you and then they're not. So let's just see. Did I put them back in here and they're just not showing up for me? I don't think so. My goodness. Oh, here they are. I don't know why I would have put them back in the box, but I did. All right, so I want to get the bubble for the thinking of you is the one that I want for this card. Okay, and then we're going to do some stamping on the inside panel. So we have our pieces. Let me just move those out of the way and get our ink spot here. And so thinking of you, and then what should we put on the inside? We could put some butterflies, but let's see. I think we'll put sending my love on the inside with some butterflies. So let's just do that here. And let's just do that. Sending my love like so. And then let's add some butterflies to the inside. Some up here, and then we'll add some more just down here like so. And so we'll have that on the inside. Hi everybody, thanks for joining. I know it's Mother's Day, but maybe you're looking for a little fun crafting time. So glad you're joining me. If not, you are catching the replay, and I hope that you'll leave a comment and let me know you stopped by. So just trying to get that lined up right there, and have our thinking of you stamped Very good. All right, so those are our pieces that we needed to stamp. All right, so I embossed these pieces, and look at how beautiful that embossing folder is. You see that detail? I love it. So pretty and dainty on here. So it is perfect for this card. All right, so we are going to put down our inside layer like so. And you know, I always like to use my multi-purpose liquid glue. It's my favorite adhesive. Okay, and we're just gonna smooth that out like so. Very good. And then we're gonna put the two panels on here. And we have this one, and then this one is going to go on just like so. All right, so we're going to put some glue on here. This just adds a little bit extra texture by having the embossing folder. Now, these two panels on here are the same size. I just want to go ahead and get that pushed down. They are 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and so they are the same size. Again, 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. All right, and they are just have a little bit of a frame around them, so because of the embossing, I want to make sure I just press on the other side like that, just to make sure that the glue gets all down in any crevices and things like that. Okay, now we're going to add a piece here, and I realize it's going to cover up that butterfly, but that's okay. And we're going to add a piece here, and we're going to add it with some dimensionals, because it's going to be the stop for when this gets stood up. Okay, and so that's going to go here with some dimensionals. But before we do that, we have some other pieces. So let's see here. I am missing oh, here it is. All right, so I am also bringing in just a little piece of the gold foiling. This is the one that has the little texture on it. And this is from the other side of the card base. So I cut this out of the back. This is the front, okay? And I'm going to add this piece of gold foiling on this side just to kind of bring the frame that's here kind of together, okay? And I mean, one way I could do it could be to just put it right on top of there, but I really want it to be a very thin amount of gold foiling coming off this side. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of my multi-purpose liquid glue right on to this gold foiling piece like so. And then I'm going to add this piece right on top. All right, and that looks pretty straight there. Let's see. No. There we go. All right. There we go, just like so. So we just have that little bit of gold foiling off the edge there. that we're going to use to have for our front. Okay, so it's going to just, you know, kind of finish out that frame that's coming around the card base. Okay, I just think that looks really nice added to that. So I just think I am seeing a tiny bit of that gold at this edge. So where are my paper snips? It's just a little sliver of gold that I was seeing there. Okay, now perfect. All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to glue these down right on this edge. So where this fold line is, one is going to go on this side and one is going to go on this side. And this right here is a punch that I used. Let's see, here it is. It's called the Modern Oval. I just used this punch and then I did a score line down it and I cut it in half. That's how I'm getting my pieces that are going behind here to give it that little pop-up mechanism. And so I'm just going to put some glue right on here. And I'm just eyeballing this, to be honest. I just want these to go in the middle. Okay. And they're just going to go right on the edge of that score line, like so. All right. And then I'm going to take this one and we are going to put it right next to it. So let's see right here. Put my glue on here. And then we're going to lay this one down right next to it. Not right up against it, but like right, literally we're kind of next to it. So you can see how much space I have there and the score line going down this center like so. Okay, so I'm just gonna press those down, you know, nice to just get them firmly placed there. All right, then this one's going to go on top of here and it's just going to help to have that little pop up. Okay, and that's how that's going to work. All right, but before we put that on, let's go ahead and do the decorating on this card front. So I am bringing in the little I've heard this called a garden, wildflowers, meadow. People have called this little die cut so many different things when I'm listening to other people's videos out of curiosity of what projects they're doing. I always still like to bring my own thoughts to it, but I have seen many of the other videos. So we are going to be bringing in our little flower scene die cut, and this one has had some roughness happening to it because it's all bent every which way. My goodness. All right, so now what I have to decide is which part of this do I want on my card. So I actually am thinking I may use this side of it. I just want to make sure because I want to put on this sentiment as well. So can bring that up a little and then have our sentiment coming across. I think I like that. Okay, so we are going to trim this. I think we have done this once before, but we're going to trim off this little piece right here. And I'm going to get him off there and then right here. So I'm just going to kind of fix our little leaf here so it doesn't look so pointed. All right. And then I am going to trim right about there. All right, I think I have just a little bit of a snip there because I would rather make sure it's straight. So I'm going to use my trimmer to trim this, okay? And my mark is right there, okay? So I don't need to go very far. I just need to go there, and that'll break this apart, okay? All right, so we'll save the other piece for our other card, and we're going to use this on here. All right, so I am going to bring it up a little bit. Maybe I will just center that, this line right here on here, like so. Actually, I think I'm going to just make sure that my floral is centered. So we have that centered on here. The bottom piece is not going to be that noticeable. I'm just still not happy with this little leaf. So just trimming out. There we go. That's better. All right. So we are going to, I'm going to glue this part down, but I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals behind here very delicately because it's already a very small area. And I'm just looking to see, because I feel like I have something that's already trimmed and cut up, and I'm not, maybe I used it all last week. Maybe I did. Maybe I used it all last week. Okay. So I want to just cut up a dimensional on here, and this is mini dimensionals already, okay? So as you can tell, I just cut that into quarters, and these are so extremely tiny, but I'm going to put one up here, and we're going to put one. Let's see, I think I can get, oh, I need my take your pick tool because I am not going to be able to do this with my fingers. All right, so I am going to get one on this leaf. A little teeny tiny dimensional piece. All right, now I got another one here. And let's see if I can get one on here. Yes, I can. There we go. All right, so I got 3 up there. I have one more. Where can I put one? Let's see. Where else? I'm tempted to just put another one right here because I think that's what I probably need, is just more stability right there. Okay, so now I just have little pieces of dimensional because I'm going to glue this part down at the bottom. Okay, and so let me just get our little cover off of here. So got one. Here's the second one. And the third one. And then this last one. Oh, they're so tiny. There we go. All right. So let's just put some glue at the bottom of here to glue this down. And let's add it to our card. All right, so I want my leaves on here. So I think that gets everybody on the page. All right, so now I can like press down on those dimensionals. Like so. And so that's what we have so far. And I love that we can have some shadowing up here. Now, I did not attach this one down at all. I'm not sure. Maybe I could put a little glue dot behind there. I might have to cut a glue dot in half to make it small enough. Maybe I just put a little tiny one right there, just to attach this down, okay? So it's not flying around too much. There we go. There we go. Just put a little bitty glue dot behind there, and now that's not gonna break off too easily. All right, the next thing I want to do is I wanted to add thinking of you, and I was kind of thinking maybe we would put it right there, like so, and maybe wrap some twine around and put a little bow. Maybe that's what we'll do. So let's just make sure I have enough. So I have enough to make a bow. So let's see. I'm going to put my bow on the right side over here. So let's see what we got. A little bit of a, not too big of a floppy bow, but a little bit floppy. Well, I want that to straighten out. What's going to bother me? See if I can. It's going to bother me. All right. There we go. Very good. I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller right there. Then we'll wait to put this, we'll wait to cut that. So I'm going to scoot it up just a little bit like that. All right. And then I'm going to add some dimensionals here. I'm going to use this piece that I had cut off. And we are going to be putting this on like so. So put one right here. Just trying to make sure I know where to put my dimensionals. So one's going to go up there, but this one's going to go, so I could put one here. And then I'll put two down here. That way we can hang on to them. So, all right. All right. So just a couple of dimensionals on the back of here to put this down. Okay. And that's going to go a little bit tilted, and there we go. And then the bow is just right below there. So we will cut off these tails right there. So that way it's going to work out just fine. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to adhere this to our card front, okay? And we are going to just put adhesive on to these little flaps right here, and then put our front down, okay? I'm trying not to overdo my adhesive here. And to also kind of get it as much straight as possible at the first go. So let's see here. I think we got it. Cute. I really like it. All right, so now let's put our little piece down on the inside. And I'm actually just going to cut off this edge right here and use this edge. So right there, and then right there. All right. And then we'll stick this down right here. Like so. And that is our card. So that's how it stands up right there. And it'll go just like that. So pretty. So pretty. And so like I said, I have one also that I have done with just some different elements, okay? And I will just show you what this is going to look like, and I'll put it together offline. So I'll probably put similar on the inside of the card layer right there. Okay, then I did the same embossing, but I have solid cardstock pieces of the pool party, and we're using basic black as the card base itself. Okay, this is the piece that'll go on the inside right there, and I used just a little bit of the gold foiling on there, but so pretty. I love this embossing folder. And so we'll have that, and then I took a piece of the envelope here, and that's going to be our front. Now I'm probably going to stamp on here some butterflies and things, okay? But on this one, I'm just bringing in this little gold foiling piece and the hugs, which I believe will just lay out right there. And I may bring in some of the flowers. I'm not loving that. I am not loving it. So I'm not exactly sure what the front will look like once we have it done. But I did grab a couple of these pieces, which they need to be trimmed. But I'm going to put a little bit of gold on each side of this for the front. And so you'll see this. I'll post a picture inside the group once this is done so that you can see it. The Facebook group, Paper Pumpkin and Kit Hangout. So I'll make this offline so that we don't take up a bunch of time here, but I wanted to show you what that would look like. And so we will create that as well. All right, so that is that card. All right, and then I have a couple of others, and I'm using one of the sheet loads of cards layouts for this card. This is what we are going to create right here, and just a simple inside blank with again using that same card front, and just showing you how I'm using a little bit of the gold trim on that card front, but cutting it down. So I was able to get 2 cards out of 1 card base right here. Okay, and so let's put this card together. All right, so I have a card base that is 4 1/4 by 11, and we are going to need a couple of the, or at least one of the sentiment tags from the kit. Here they are. All right. So let me get that really quick. Guess I just used the regular rectangle one there. And then let me get our foam mat to do the stamping. So I have some butterflies going on the inside, and you are amazing going on the outside. So let's just do our butterflies right here. I'm liking having more than one, so I'm just making a little bit of a bigger cluster here, like so. There we go. Lots of little butterflies coming in there. All right, now we're going to do the You Are Amazing. On this little sentiment strip. There we go. All right, so that's what we need for this card. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fold this and burnish the score line nice and good. I think I want the other side to be the front. So let's go ahead and put this down on the inside. So this piece is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And we just put the butterflies, stamped them right on there using the Berry Burst ink spot from the kit. And so simple. All right, so now we are going to put together our pieces. And this piece is going on here. So let me just tell you the measurements of these. So this pool party piece is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And this piece is 2 inches by 3 inches. Okay, so let's just go ahead and put that down with the multi-purpose liquid glue. And we're just framing that on here, like so. And then we have another couple of pieces. So this pool party is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. And so we have a 2 inches by 5 inches. And this does have a score line in it. The piece that I used of the front and then the back of the card. But I am going to be covering that up with some new ribbon that came out with the new catalog. It's Fresh Freesia, and this is the faux velvet ribbon that is 1/8 of an inch wide. And so I'm just going to cover that little score line up with this ribbon. I'm just taking a little tiny piece there. And, oh goodness, I'm throwing the ribbon all over the place. So let me just get that put away real quick, because otherwise I'll have a bigger mess than I already have here. All right, so we got that put away. All right, so I am going to just use a couple of glue dots on this. So I know where my score line is, so I'm just going to put one glue dot there, and then I'm going to put one on this side, like so. All right, so there we have that. And then I am going to take this piece and just put one on that side, then bring it around. I'm going to make it pretty tight there. And so there we have it. Just a little tiny little added embellishment. Okay. Then I'm going to glue this down on here. And I am just seeing on my other one, I did it around the pool party piece, but this is perfect. You will see the difference and it will not matter. All right, so let's just make sure we have this straight, like so. So you can see on this card how I did it around the pool party piece. And here we're just doing it around the decorative card base piece. Okay. All right. So now we are going to put this piece down first. Okay. And it is going on the far left side with just about 1/4 of an inch on the top and left, top, bottom, and left side. So it's just going on there just like so. Okay. Just like that. All right. Then this piece is going to get put up on dimensionals, but we need to put our little design on front. So I have already cut several pieces out. So let's see what we have here. So I actually have a small part of the leaves, but I am also having this, which is the old olive, which I don't disagree with, but I have white also, and I have black leaves, which I could do because we have the black card base. Let's see. So let's see what we got. So I could do that. I don't think that would be bad, because I'm not seeing any more gold. And then I have this flower, and I could also put that flower with it. I like that. I think I like that. All right, so let me just pick up my little mess here of pieces, because I didn't really mean to pour out the whole thing. And get that put away. All right, so let's do that. Now we're going to put our leaf down with glue so it is flat. So we're just putting a very little amount of glue on here to lay this down like so. I'll put it right there. All right, then this first one I am going to glue down. And it's going to go right over the stem of that flower. And then this one, I think I've already kind of messed with these a bit. Yeah. I like poking these up. It just gives it a little bit more texture to it. And then we'll put a little glue dot on there in the center. And then we'll put this one down. Right there. So there's our flowers, like so. And that's going to go on here. Now our leaves are going to get a little bit covered up with our sentiment. And so I'm going to glue the sentiment on just partly on this side, like so. All right. And then we're going to put some dimensionals on the back. So we'll have one right there. And then we'll put, I don't know why I'm using these little tiny ones, but they're right here. So it works out fine. All right. So let's just take the covers off of here. And our card is almost done. I hope you like it. Everybody's very quiet today. I'm sure people are enjoying their Mother's Day. All right, so this is just going to go, again, it's going to have that little 1/4 inch on the left side. And I'm trying to get it somewhat in the center. So let's see. That would be right there. And I need it out. Okay, there we go. Okay, and that's our card. What do you think? So we have the gold leaves and we have the black leaves. I don't actually mind that. All right, I do have some brass butterflies that we will add here. So I'm going to put one right here and then one right there. I'm going to add one little gold one on the inside in the cluster. Just give a little bit of a bling in there. And that's our card. Very nice. Hope you like it. All right. Thank you, Wanda. I appreciate that. Okay, so I have one more card for this evening. Another little simple card, I would say. And I don't know if I'll be doing the same kit next week. I may and I may not, but I have another card of using the sheet loads of cards. And I made one here. So this is the one that I made already. Oh, thank you. So this is the card itself the design. I think this one's going to be a little bit different. And I'm bringing in the shimmer paper, or glimmer paper, I guess. That is the Berry Burst. And I changed this up a bit, I think. So this is the inside piece. I don't think I'm using that. What do I have here? Am I using 2 of these? Is that what I don't think so. I don't think I have this right. All right, so this piece goes on to here, which is fine. I changed that up a bit. And then this goes across here, like so. Then I know I could use that. And maybe this is what I just need to cut more of. I didn't think I was going to use the glimmer on here, on that part of it. So let me just see here, because I have some other pieces. I may just need to trim some other pieces. There we go. All right. I think these are the right. Yep. All right. Let me just trim these because I think that's what was lacking. All right. So what size is this? I think it's 4. Okay, 4 inches, and they're 1/2 inch wide. And so we're just going to do that one. So that's that. And then I want to do different. Oh, I guess they're the same. Well, I'm going to do it a little bit different. That'll make it different. All right, so that is that there. Okay. I don't know how I ended up with all those wrong pieces. Okay. All right, we got it now. So our card base is 4 1/4 by 11. And so we'll burnish the score line. The inside layer is 4 by 5 1/4. And we'll do a bit of stamping on that. I already did the stamping here when I laid this down. So this piece here is 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. Okay. Now this piece of glimmer is 1 1/2 inches by 2 1/4. All right. So that is going to get adhered to this piece of fresh freesia, which is 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. All right, so that's going to go that way. Then this piece is the piece that's going to go diagonal on here and get trimmed, but it's 2 inches by 4. Okay, and then this piece itself is 5 1/2 by 3 1/2, and it's going to go right down the center of here, like so. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do the stamping on here, which is just a couple of butterflies. All right, so let's just do that real quick, and then we'll put our card together. Ta-da. We'll just keep it simple. All right, so that's going to go on the inside like so. And I remember now when I was putting this together that I didn't like all the glimmer was too much. I had, I think, intended to use it on the stripe in the center, but I didn't like how much glimmer was there because I was using this piece right here on the card, and I liked that, but I didn't like it with the glimmer behind it. So let's go ahead and put this down to this piece like so, and get that on there straight. I liked the glimmer though. All right, and then this piece is going to go on here, and it goes top to bottom of the card front. So I'd like to use my glue for that so that we have a little bit of wiggle room. Now I want to line this up here so that I'm straight. And that would go top to bottom like so. All right, now, oh, look at me, I already messed that up. Maybe I'll just turn them this way. Maybe that's what we'll do. All right, we're gonna lay them down first though. So I'm gonna put this one on this side first. We're making all kinds of modifications. This is what happens when you make a mistake or you plan something, you know, 2 weeks ago and then you don't remember. Ha ha ha. Right? How many people have done that? Planned something and then you forget what you planned? That's for sure. All right, I'm going to put this one on this side now because I want to make sure I get it on the right direction. So it has a little bit of a different angle. There we go. Okay. All right, and this one's going to go right down the center like that. So do I want it that way or do I want it this way? I think I want it that way. All right, so I got straight edge there. And what did I say this was? 3.5. So we are going to trim this to 3.5. changing things up. Just like that. Because then that's going to go on there. Oh, it looked fine. All right, so we're going to glue this down. It's not going to be at the angle because I made a mistake before, because it needed to be down before I put that on. And let's see if this goes in the center. Where does it go? Right here. There we go. All right, so this piece is going to go right here. And we need a few things. So what do I have out of here? I think this is where the green came in. I think I was going to have although I could just put a lot of flowers. I have these fun I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to put a bunch of flowers on there like so. It'll be like that. Bring this one down. That up. All right. We're going to add some dimensionals after it pokes some of these holes out on the center of the flower. So this one is a little more delicate because it's actually from the envelope. So the paper is a little bit thinner than the cardstock, but I didn't want to waste any of the design when I was cutting these. I just wanted to be able to include that. That one's already got dimension, I could see. I think I just add that last one. And I will have that on here. Perfect. All right. So we're just gonna, whoops, wasn't adhered. Pulled it right off. All right, so we're gonna put one right up here. And put one a little bit down a bit. There we go. Then we'll have to do this one next. And bring it kind of in the middle of there. And then this one will come towards the bottom of here. There. There we go. I think that's how I want it. Nice. All right, so we got these on here. Now I do have these little 2 petals I could put on. By just stick a couple. I think that would be good. And just stick them right in here. There we go. Perfect. All right, so we're going to add this. I glued it down on this one, but I think I'm going to use dimensionals here. Just because I think that would be nice. Now, this card would definitely require some additional postage if I were to mail it, because I have multiple layers of dimensions on here with the front and then this piece. So I just have to be mindful of that. All right, so here we go. Line this up here and here. Just a smidge this way. There. I think that's centered. All right, and that's our card. Very fun. I love the shimmer on there, and the added little gold leaves are perfect. But just another way for you to use your leaves, you just cut them down. You don't need a ton on here. So same card, just 2 different ways. I love them both. Awesome. All right, so we have made 3 different cards today, and 1 little fun fold. Oh, thank you. And I'm gonna make up that other fun fold, and I'll show it in the group. But we have this card here that we made, and that was the sample there. And then we had this card, and then we made this one. So those 2. And then we made this fun fold, and I'm going to make this other one and share it in the group. So lots of fun. I have really enjoyed this kit. It didn't have honestly, it didn't have a ton of pieces, but it really has been fun kind of creating all the little fun folds with it this month. We had last week we made fun folds. We made the one that just kind of like opens up and closes very snugly and goes inside an envelope nicely. So we made that one. And then I had showed this one as well. And we made a little fun fold here. And I loved this one and how this opens up. Another fun card that we made. So we did that. And then we made this one too. Very fun. And then we made this one as well. Very, very cute card. So we have made quite a lot of cards this month. I just think they're all so beautiful. And I hope you enjoyed them. So I wish all of you a happy Mother's Day. Oh, thank you, Wanda. You're so sweet. I hope you all have a wonderful Mother's Day, and I will be back next week. Again, not sure if I will be still creating with the inked occasions. I'm kind of hoping that I will get the Mountain Majesties in time. So come back and join me next Sunday. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day and a great week ahead. Bye-bye.